On this episode of the RSL Random Fan Podcast, we do our best not to offend anyone. I don't know how well we do. You're going to have make up your own mind about that. But we talk about the bounce back victory for Real Salt Lake at home against Portland Timbers. What are your thoughts, guys? What did we talk about?
For me, I thought the most interesting part was when we were talking about who's going to go to Europe first, Luna or Gozo.
Good
And I just want to
discussion.
get fucked up like Tyler. That's all
Let's
I want to do.
go.
That's right. So if you don't see us on the internet, you'll probably find us at the gym, at least a couple of us. So anyway, stay tuned and listen to this episode of the RSO Random Fan Podcast. It's another episode of the RSL Random Fan Podcast on this very special day. As everybody knows, it's May the 4th, or as we like to call it, Brennan's birthday.
Happy
Happy
birthday,
birthday,
Brennan.
Brennan. He's
Thank
old
you.
enough to rent a car now. How old are you?
35,
Yep. Isn't that the cutoff for renting a car? Or
25.
am I thinking something else?
You've been able to run a car for 10 years now. How does it feel?
Yeah. Well,
One.
what is the milestone at 35?
I'm still alive.
That is a good
Paper.
one.
Paper anniversary. No, I don't know.
That's an excellent. And it's also May the 4th, the made up Star Wars day. Why doesn't Star Trek have a day? That's what we need to work on. Star Trek deserves a day because it's better than Star Wars, right?
Wow.
Nah.
Blasphemy.
Blasphemy. All right, so a couple of things on that as I ruined that intro again, which I do all the time. So thanks you for talking to us at the games. We really appreciate that. We always love chatting with you. Whoever comes up and says hi, and maybe once in a while, might even be carrying around some orange slide stickers and random fan stickers to give away. And also do us a favor and subscribe to YouTube, Apple, Spotify, TikTok, anywhere on our social media where we're at. Please subscribe, like, share, comment. Wish Brennan a happy belated birthday by the time we get this out. And let him all the good things you do when you turn 35.
Woohoo!
So anyway, a couple of things to catch up on, or at least one thing to catch up on. I listened to Pablo Mastroeni on his conversation with Spence Checkets on his show. His podcast was before the Portland game, but he kind of hit him up on the conversation after the LA Galaxy game and the officials, his thoughts. And if you haven't heard that yet, go listen to that. It's pretty interesting. Pablo mentioned that they spent 90 minutes on the phone with pro
90?
referee and the MLS competition committee, and both said that they were appalled at the call, and I guess he's getting a fruit basket. I don't know, but they were very disappointed that that call was not made, and LA Galaxy deserved the dog so and the red. So, but it's a pretty interesting
It's
conversation
super
about.
helpful now, right? When Dogso didn't, and then they call a soft penalty, and then, oh my gosh, dude, just stop it. Stop it. I also hate the handball from, anyway, I'll stop. I'll stop. I'll quit. I'm backing up. Two penalties in the last 3 years for RSL, 11 against. That's not normal, dude. That's not normal. That's
That's
not
also part of the
50-50.
conversation that he
Come on,
had with those guys. Is like,
BS.
why is the a preponderance of evidence that RSL does not get the calls? And is it just small market, or is it the Kyle Beckerman hangover? You know, because the way he used to go out the refs, they got a long memory. If any of them even around since Kyle was playing, but there just seemed to be it's tipped the wrong way. You hope that, as Spence was asking him, you hope that it balances out, the calls balance out, but it does not seem to be going that way at the moment for RSL. But you can change all that by playing better on the pitch, and which is what they're doing. So it's a good interview. and
We can't
very,
change that by playing better on the pitch, Brent.
yeah,
Sorry, you can't change the refs. You can't change the way they view us. You can't change the way they're like, oh, 50-50 call against RSL every time. You can't change that. And you know what? We're Salt Lake, so we kind of use that as a chip on our shoulders and we give everybody the bird and we're like, we're gonna win anyways. Screw y'all.
yeah, or class action lawsuits against pro, or
Oh,
I don't know.
yeah, that
So yeah,
sounds fun. Let's
we'll
try
get
that.
the
I'm
all of the
in.
small market teams to file agreements, and
So who is that? Us, Portland? Who
no,
else?
we know Portland doesn't get nothing from us.
They're not a small market team? Who else is small market? Who's smaller than us? Portland, right?
Maybe, yeah. I think the market is smaller in Portland
Yeah.
than Salt Lake, surprisingly. And there's few Columbus
Okay. If you don't count, Cleveland and Cincinnati.
and
Cincinnati has their
NYCFC
own
because
team.
nobody watches those guys anyway. So
Woo! Calling out
yeah,
all of New York City,
sorry.
which is
Yeah,
fair. They
sorry.
don't go to New Jersey for the games.
That's right.
What
That's
do you
right.
want? What do you want from us? We show up.
All right. So go listen to that. Tell Spence that we sent you, and let's jump into the lineup for RSL hosted Portland Timbers on Saturday at 2:45 p.m. with the starting lineup in the back, Cabral, and then you had the Edlin, Glad, and Junka with Gozo and Sanabria on the flanks there. Gila Vogi, Spearings, Caliscan, and Luna with Sergei Solans, who does not seem to be giving up that starting role anytime soon. So those are your starters on the bench for RSL. Stadahar, Ruiz, Quinton, Dylan Catranis, Hazarkani, Mark Chuk, Olatunji, and Booth. So those were your the starting lineup. Any thoughts on the starting lineup from you guys?
Yeah, for me, the uniform starting lineup I thought was an interesting matchup.
What?
Hoops, gold, love it. Think it's a great look. Brendan, tell me what you think of Portland's like light green colored jersey.
I think if they were playing well, I think people would like the jersey more. Um, I think it's honestly pretty clean. I like the details, but it's not something that is like inspiring in any sense of the word. But also, I feel like all the new kits kind of are in that realm of, oh, that's new, it's nice, but it's nothing that, 10 years from now we're going to want to keep.
Not a classic, beautiful kit. I think
Yeah.
everybody's kind of got away from white recently, right? Almost everybody's road kit is like light, whatever, you know?
Hmm.
So anyway, just
I
thought that
kind of
was
like it.
interesting. Like the contrast of colors.
Well, I liked Portland's kit. I think it's it doesn't jump out at you, but it's not bad. You
Hmm.
know, it's 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 nice to look at. It doesn't take away from the game. So that was
Yep.
the lineups, and then let's talk
Well, and
about.
it's
Go ahead.
also a shirt you could wear around town, which is what I think a lot of people look at. It's like it's not something that makes you like clash with, but it's just enough to be like, oh, there's a Portland fan. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that is a good point. If you look at, I guess
Oh, they're Portland.
every generation has the styles. You could not wear like a '90s MLS kit around, right?
No.
Some of those are pretty. I mean, like the San Jose Clash, those were some pretty
Whew.
bold. And you just don't wear shirts four times your normal size anymore. It's gone the other way. In the
Oh
'90s,
no, it's back. It's
oh, is
back.
baggy back?
Yeah, 90s is all back.
Oh, I missed the memo. So, but I always try and wear baggy because got to be
Yeah,
slimming. No
Why?
one wants to see this.
Why, Brandon? Why?
Well, nobody that I would like what they. I'll leave that one alone.
a solid unit up there. Just solid
Yeah,
barrel.
Yeah.
All right, so we started off really well. I was in the supporter section and it was on fire from the beginning. RSL were coming at Portland right away on the front foot, getting after them. We were so energetic in those first, I don't know, 20 minutes or so. I was like, man, Portland is not even going to have control of the ball for more than 2 seconds without somebody hanging all over them, pushing them, annoying them, getting the ball back. Like Gozo, Luna, Gilavogi, and Solans were just animals in that first part. And even both the defensive pivots were just on it, right? I mean, it just felt like we were getting after them.
It was nice. It was a big, not a test, but I was really curious to see how RSL would respond at home after two subpar games.
Yeah. And for them to step up the way they did, I think that really answered that question of how are we going to respond when we've played two bad games in a row, or the ref helped, you know, one of the games be bad and the
Stop it.
other game was not
Stop
as
it,
bad.
man. No, no, no. You can't say the ref ruined the last two games.
Hey,
That
some
is not
some bad
factual.
performances are ref assisted. I didn't blame the ref for the whole outcome
Okay.
of the game like I did on the podcast last week when I just blamed the entire ref, the MVP of the game. Two goals, one in each end, one for them, one against us. Yeah, just, like, hey, that's over. Back to this game, right?
So
Well, so
yeah,
the big
go
thing
ahead,
I think we
Brendan.
need to talk about, though, can we talk about how we do so well against these teams that aren't that very stout, I guess you could say? Because LA is surprisingly good. They have some talent. And then also, Messi wasn't too bad. But it seems like we have found where we are successful, and it's in these intermediate teams that are going to be struggling to get into the playoffs. So when is RSL going to be the big team rather than this? I feel like we still have this underdog mentality going on.
Yeah, kind of the X-Dog fight in us.
Yeah, there's not much fight though.
I mean,
And
there was in this game.
Well, like tactically there was fight, but it didn't feel like it was, emotionally a fight. It felt like it was still just like go to business, play our game, but our interactions with the opposing team doesn't seem so fiery like it used to be.
Do you want that? You want them like pushing them after the play or
Um,
walking away with the ball? I mean, Portland did that a couple times.
Not walking away with the ball, but I want them to be verbal. You know what I mean? Like I want them to show that they're not just going to back off. And I feel like that's part of the reason why we're getting these calls not for us but against us because we're kind of not sticking up for ourselves. If somebody gets into something, we don't really have two or three guys coming in to help them out.
that's an interesting point. It could be, I like where you're going with it because you want your team to have a little more fight, a little more spunk, a little more fire. But also you don't want people to just be thugs either. But I think you have an interesting point there. I was you bring it up, and Kevin, who listens and is on Big Soccer now with us, he made this point. He was talking about RSL versus the top half teams so far on the schedule. We're one win, two losses. We lost to Vancouver, we beat the Sounders, and we lost to Miami. And the bottom half, kind of like the middling teams, we are five wins, a draw, and a loss. Atlanta, we won. Austin, we won. San Diego, we tied. Kansas City, we won. San Diego, we won. Galaxy, we lost. And Timbers, we lost. So kind of going along what Brendan was saying.
We lost to the Timbers.
Timbers, we won. Sorry.
There you go.
So kind of like go. We're kind of at we're working our way up from the bottom like last year where we were not beating anybody to we're kind of in that in between team, in between level. We're better than a lot of teams. we have a lot of work to do to be considered contenders, I think, for the Western Conference and a top four spot in the West. Still a lot of work to do.
Well, where do you think we need the upgrade if we're gonna go upgrade? You think it's keeper,
Yes, I think Cabral. I mean, he's really let us down this year. No, I was kidding.
goalkeeper?
No, I do not think we need an upgrade in the keeper.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Where
I think that we
just
need
judging
to
by the performance on Saturday. Like if you saw the starting
finishing
11,
finishing boots. We need
no,
those.
no, no, no. What position? Which player would you sub out right now and upgrade?
Well,
Who's your upgrade player?
I think there are some not on the scoring side. You could argue that we could use some help in the center back, and maybe that's on the way with RS. Um, and I think we could use maybe. It's hard. It's hard to say, but there are better players out there. I mean, we obviously don't have the best team in the league. So where do you improve? Where's the improvement going to come?
Well, I think Junk has played admirably, but he's still not up to, you know, now I'm blanking on his name. Uh,
Angle
Angle, thank you.
and
Uh,
Angle hasn't really been. Angle is no Sanabria. How's that?
well, yeah, but Sanabria is an outside wing back, right? So I'm just saying maybe that's our weak spot is that left back, but Angle put in some assists, right? Like he's contributed in a lot of different ways. But I mean,
Is Arias a center back?
Yeah,
yeah, is he a left-footed center back?
I think so.
I haven't
So
seen
are
him
we
in
gonna?
practice yet, but
Yeah, because him coming in, is that somebody that's going to take the left side or the right side?
center, I don't
You're
know.
going to take Justin
No,
Glad out?
I don't. No, I don't think so. I
I think
think
he'll be
Philip
next to Glad.
Quinton filled in admirably for the last few minutes of the game, 15 minutes or so. Just killed the game off, which, Phil's been playing a level up, I think, this season, which is good. So I think last season it looked like he might be heading out, but he ended up in a good spot and has played well in spot duty.
Well, I
And
think that back three really suits Quentin for his skills.
yeah, I
He's
think so too.
really a good passer, and I think he has great vision, and I think he has excelled. He's
Yeah.
done better than I really like Philip. I'm glad he's doing well. He's doing better than I had hoped he would. So I'm excited for him. But I think that RSL is just less a player and more kind of like what Brennan was talking about, aggression, right? Because
Hmm.
I think I don't know if we want to get into this right now, but the game, I think that first half, it was probably one of the better first halves RSL's played this season. I mean, if you look at the stats, and we get to breaking down the goals in a second, but looking at the stats at the end of the first half, it looks like a full game, the full end of game stats. RSL had 18 shots in the first half, 11 of them on goal,
Oh, man.
and
There were a lot
they
of saves by Volchek or Volchkev Camp, whatever that guy's name is.
Dude, you do it on purpose, man. You do it on purpose. If they're not on our team, you will screw up their last
Oh,
name.
whatever that guy's name
Any
is.
sort of
it
bitch, itch,
it
oye,
was
something.
pantomime. Come on.
He's gonna ruin it
I thought it
somehow.
was Pantemis, but the announcer kept calling him Pantemis.
Oh,
And
we
I
need to
was
talk
like,
about the announcers because the announcers
Panto.
need to be like educated or like they need to go through a process being like, hey, these are all the names you're going to say. This is the pronunciation. Don't change it. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like somebody is letting them go.
Yes,
Somebody's just
stick
letting
with
them
one announce way, right?
announce way. Yeah, announce way.
Announce way. So there was a lot of crazy stuff going on, and I thought there was a lot of intensity, especially in the first half. And it paid off in a lot of different ways. We hit the post, we hit the crossbar, the keepers. Pantemis stood on his head 3 different times. I thought he had killer saves. Like when Solon's had that breakaway 1-on-1, and Solon's just had to pick his head up and go a touch slower, and he would have scored easily. But that keeper, he just fake, and then he was already halfway down when he went to shoot. So if he would have kept his head up, he would have scored easily. But I'm still impressed that Solans is getting in behind like that, and he's getting these breakaways with the keeper. Just him setting himself up is impressive. Boy is on fire. And
Gila Vogie was one-on-one with the keeper too,
yeah,
and
same thing. Shot too early. Didn't
shot.
wait for the keeper to go down and doink it over him. Like one of the
Yeah,
two. Like t take your pick, bro. He's being aggressive. Like he is. Throw one of these in there. Drop a shoulder. Swivel a hip. You have an extra second, but when you don't feel like you do, you rush your shot, and that's when it gets blocked easier.
and I thought
Well,
those shots were too close to the keeper, at the keeper, and put a couple of those in the air. But the keeper was saving the balls on the ground, and they were trying to sneak him by, and when they just needed to bend it around him
Not me. Just go watch highlights of Nicholas and Nilka, and then you'll score more. It'll just happen.
like magic. Brandon,
And
you gonna say something?
Brendan can explain the physics behind it.
weirdly, I probably could. Um,
I know.
One thing that kind of answering your question before, where you talked about what position we need to change or what could be improved, I think Gila Vogie has said that he is a predominantly a passer. He likes to set up people to finish, but I think he likes to do that at a higher level. Like he's used to Bundesliga, he's used to like some leagues that have some real talent. And I think in MLS, he needs to change what he does because he gets available so easy that he's like in these positions where he doesn't like if he were to just take it, he'd probably be more successful than setting it up. I feel like in this league he needs to change his style a little bit. I mean, he should distribute, midfield like he always does, like those long balls are so clean on the ground. But a lot of the times in this game, I felt that he should have been a little bit quicker to take his own shot instead of thinking of options. And Solans is Solans is probably the player that allowed this game to happen overall. I'm kind of wishing we had a different 10 instead of Luna. Not to say Luna's bad, but I felt like if we had a different style 10, we could have probably been 4 or 5 goals in this game.
Well, and Luna, the keeper saved a crazy one on Luna. Luna dropped
Mhm.
his shoulder, stepped over, slid past, went by another guy with a similar move, and then just shot. And wow, that save for Pantemis, he needs to put that on his highlight reel, bro. That's like his top five save of his life, I think. So
He may never have a game like this again.
I know, right? So, and they still lost 2-0. So, yeah, it could have been five easily in the first half, even the first half of the first half,
Yeah,
right?
RSL really, really didn't take advantage of their opportunities. But like you
But
said,
at
he
least
stood
we
on his
got the
head.
two, right? I
Yeah.
mean, and the two we did get, like, were both really well played team goals. Playing out of the back, bringing it up top to Solans, and then Solans being able to hold up and turn, and Gozo to just be barreling down that side, and like he took it first time. So Solans played it into a channel in such a way that he could just run on and smash it. Like, dude, that is hard to do as a forward. Like holding up the play is hard enough because people are pushing on you, pulling on you. That's hard to do. But he pulls away and then he lays off some really nice passes. And I'm
That
impressed
was,
with the kid.
Is that a good strike or is that a goalie mess up?
oh no. I am 100%. That is I'll give not 100%, 98% that's on the strike and 2% on the keeper because he was a little off the post.
Mhm.
But that was, if you watch it, I watched it a bunch of times. He hits that with his laces, it looks like, if I'm saying that right, and just drills it. And you can see that thing curve, right? It curves away from the keeper into the goal. And he hit it with such force that he got a hand to it and it just went off. I think that is much on the shot. If you want to blame the keeper a little bit, uh, probably can, but I'd put most of
No, I
that on
wouldn't.
Gozo.
I
I
read the
wouldn't.
comment section of it on Instagram, and there
Oh
was
yeah.
like a couple of guys saying like, "Yeah, that was the keeper messing it up."
Yeah, but they're not goalies, right? They weren't goalies. Yeah.
No, they were
Probably not.
center backs.
Probably, right? My goalie
And
let
one
me
of them was
down,
really good at
bro.
church ball too. Yeah,
Not just any center backs. They were high school
they were
center
high
Oh,
school,
okay. Okay, now you're hitting too close to home.
Granger High School.
Wow. Then even worse. Just kidding. Granger High is okay. I mean,
So
fine. They're good. They're good this
I
year, actually. They are doing pretty well at high school.
I
But
really like
in
that
that
goal.
in that same breath, like he smacked that thing and he put it like you got to think how goalies love to save the ball, right? They love to be on the ground and get their whole arm on the ground. It's hard when they're like 2 feet off the ground because you can't go down and get it, right? Like you want to get behind it first. So you get your body behind it. You get your if you can't get it, then you get put your arms behind it, right? Or your feet or whatever you can do. But it's hard when they're 2 feet off the ground because then it's in that in between place where you don't know if you're going down or going to try to kick or you know what I mean. It's kind of in that I'm not sure. But if you shoot on the ground, the goalie knows to go down because all he has to do is cover the space on the ground. Does that make sense? Then you can kick it as hard as you want. He's still going to save it because it's on the ground and his body can cover 6 feet 4 inches plus his arm length. That's a long part to cover the goal. But if you put it 2 or 3 feet off the ground, it's in that no man's land where they're not sure where to go and up or down, or you know what I mean? And I think he kind of hesitated, and that was part of what
I feel
made
like
that
I
goal
feel like
good.
you need to have those equations that pop up behind with like the graphs and stuff. We need to put that in the edit where as you're talking, there's like X and Y axis and then like A equals B squared with physics and
Yeah.
then like you see a trebuchet and it doesn't make any sense, but then
And
it's
then
got
your
this
hands
little
up over
coil
your head like
thing
this,
and then just
sprinkling some.
physics everywhere. And then people would understand, 2 feet. It's not a good spot for a goalie.
And it's in a spot, it's off the ground too, where one hand might not do the job, which it didn't. Where you're probably gonna need two hands, right? You got to dive with two hands to kind of to save it. So
You got to go at it with two hands, Brendan. Two
Gotta
hands.
go, gotta go two. He went one. We saw
yeah,
the result.
It's too
Next
weak.
question.
You can't handle it with
You
one.
can't handle it. He's got a little bear paw, little cub.
and
You don't got the crawl gloves.
I liked this goal because it was RSL created this goal. It was off a throw in, right? Clear down in front of the Portland bench. Yedlin picks the ball up, and RSL's recycling. It goes back, ends up uh, to Cabral, who whips it around to the left side. And I think it was just Cabral to Sanabria, and he lofts it up to Solans, he's holding up the defender,
Yep.
and he controls the ball, and he sends it in front with Luna directing traffic. Luna's kind of pointing over, hey, get it out wide, and it goes past Luna, finds Gozo, and then they slam it
Well,
in. So
and as a center back, right? You kind of want to see that play go wide. You'd rather have it go wide because you're kind of watching Luna and you're like, oh, I can't attack the wing and slide too far over because Luna's there. Plus, Solans is there. He can make the run in behind. So you're kind of watching that, and then it gives him a chance to go in and whack at the shot. So good team goal. Thought it was great. Great team goal.
and like we said, there could have been more. Luna had some great shots where he was, dancing through the defense in the box. The keeper was standing on his head. Gila Vogie had one that about bent the crossbar. He slammed it from the top of the box and just crushed it. And I think he might think the keeper might even got a finger on it to kind of
Oh
force
yeah,
it
it
up
looked like he did.
off to the bar, up onto the bar. So congratulations, kudos to RSL for being aggressive and creating the shots and just not getting it past the keeper. Because some of them were right at him, and they didn't make it. They could have made it a little more difficult for him, but he made the stops. You can't. Got to give him kudos for that. What were your thoughts on the second goal? Because RSL it was really interesting. RSL got the goal, and then Portland kind of picked it up a little bit. I think between RSL's goal, first and second goal, that was when Portland got the wide open header. How they didn't score, I don't know. They did the same thing, header
Yeah.
right
Cole
to
Bassett knows the way
Cabral.
we play, right? And Cole Bassett used to play for Colorado, and they traded him up to Portland in the offseason, and I bet he's not very happy now based on the results of that because Colorado's doing quite well and Portland's not. But yeah, he snuck through. He was out on the wing, pulled up, nobody pressured him, and he lobbed a great ball in behind Kelsey. Good thing Kelsey can't direct the ball with his head very well, because Cabral was right there to block it.
Yeah,
So
anywhere else, and it's 1-1 because he was wide open. He got way behind Yedlin
yeah, he
and
could have he could have put it
RSL defense.
in a big spot and still scored, but he didn't. So
And
we
Cabral, I
got
mean,
one of
he's
those
got
too.
those cat-like reflexes, so
Yeah.
uh, that was a big save. And then after that, it's like what the 20 something minute, the 10th and the 20th minute. RSL. Let's talk about that second goal, which was really really nice as well.
Yeah. So Luna picked it up, I forgot where, but then he played it out wide to Sanabria. When
Oh,
they, as
I
it,
know more than you.
Go ahead.
Whoa, hold on. I'm gonna do this one. This is great.
Yeah.
Whoa, hold on, hold on. So my brother was at the game. I wasn't. My brother was. Um, but
Sam,
yeah, because you always talk about your brother, so I was gonna talk about mine before I.
do it. I love that kid.
Anyways, my brother Sam, he was sitting down. He probably stood up. It was great. He loved it. But anyways, Spearings picks up a very bad pass from the Timbers, and then Spearings looks up, sees Luna, sends the ball to Luna, and as he's coming up, Luna's taking that inside run that's on the left. Sanabria is booking it far left. Super, super great ball. Sends him a little touch. Sanabria goes towards the line, kind of cuts back. Luna is still right in by like probably behind by like 5 yards from their center back, who obviously played past high school, but sent that ball back in. And then Luna cleverly uses his left foot instead of using his right and kind of just hit it right in between. That goalie was flat footed, didn't split step, didn't catch that, and he just sent it to the right. Oh man, it's so hard to do this. That's why you should do it. I don't like doing it anymore.
That's hard, oh. But I
Yeah,
love
it
it
is.
because it went right inside the post, and the goalie really didn't have time to react because Luna had been passing, passing, passing. And when he shot it, he didn't really smash it he just hit it like a pass and just looked up, watched it go in. And then did you see his celebration?
Mm-mm.
So a lot of times he does the bluey, doo doo, with the sprinkler celebration. But he did the Michael Jackson one, and he grabbed his crotch and went up on his toes.
Oh wow.
So I was hoping he didn't get fined for that. Hopefully, it was just like a nod to MJ or whatever. But I was laughing pretty hard at that.
We didn't talk about Gozo's celebration.
Oh,
The backflip.
the
Round
back
off back
handspring
handspring.
to
Yeah.
the backflip. That was impressive, young man.
And everybody that's been around for a long time immediately thinks Fabiano Spindola.
Exactly. And please don't hurt yourself.
Yeah.
Both of those two things at once, right?
Didn't he fall once? Like, didn't it not go
No,
so well?
He hurt
fu-
himself one time doing
on a
that.
Yeah, maybe it
backflip
was. Yeah.
after a goal. And so I
He's
think,
subbed out after. He's like sub.
yeah, I think, yeah, he really hurt himself.
Yeah.
And I think after that, there was a rule no backflips. So,
Till now, I guess.
yeah. And then, oh, yeah. So RSL goes up to, they just a solid first half. One of the best ones RSL's had all season. I think there was another game where they were up 3 or 4 at half. Was that San Diego or something?
Yeah.
So, some
Yeah, it kind of
good
brings
play.
me to a very important point that I would like to discuss now with both of you. I would like to know on your guess, your next best guess
Okay.
of which Gozo or Luna leaves first.
Gozo.
Goes on.
Wow, we all think the
Gozo's
same?
Gozo's gonna leave in the summer transfer window.
You think so? Think he's
Oh
gone?
yeah. Yeah. He's even said he wants to. He said that on multiple places.
And he's
He wants
going to Premier League, you think?
Yeah, he's gonna go to Europe in some fashion. Aston Villa have really big talks about him. Atletico, I think, also had one. But yeah. And honestly, I feel like Gozo might have a better chance of getting a starting or like getting more minutes for the World Cup than Luna right now.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, because you got to think like Luna's doing really good. Gozo has just been flashy, and his position is on the U.S. team is more volatile. You know what I mean? Like he's like they're going to probably go with somebody who's hot rather than who's somebody who's experienced.
Could
Whereas
be.
Luna's position is going to be experience over hot.
Yeah, I don't think Gozo makes the World Cup team. I just think he's coming on too late. I think
Mm,
if I was the coach of the World Cup team, I would have brought him in the last build-up team and see what he could do.
should we have a bet?
What's that?
Should we have a bet?
We should.
Let's do it.
All right, what's our bet?
Um, Loser has to wear a tank top to the next podcast.
Okay, sounds great. It's
What
all
is the bet, though?
the bet is
I
if
think
Luna.
Gozo's going to get minutes on the U.S. team.
Okay. Before when? Before the World Cup or get invited to the World Cup?
I think he's going to get invited to the World Cup.
Okay. So if he gets invited to the World Cup, I'll wear a tank top on the podcast. If
Okay,
not, you wear a tank top on the podcast.
perfect.
Fair.
And I promise never to wear a tank top on the podcast.
And then we're all winners.
We're
We're all
we're all
winners.
winners. Oh, just for that, it's a wife beater next time for me.
So,
No,
yeah.
no, no, never happening. Not happening.
You guys are funny.
I did want to talk about there was one shot I was really hoping for Guy Lavogie. There was a great play talking about Luna and Guy Lavogie. They're at the top of the box. RSL's attacking. Guy Lavogie passes it to Luna, who's at the top of the box, and he does this beautiful little back
Back
heel
heel.
off his left foot, sets up Guy Lavogie, and if he'd have got that on frame, that thing's going in. He had the keeper beat, and it just slides past the outside post.
Yeah, the goalie didn't even move. He just kind of stood there like, what? Oh, and then just looked, and it was 3 feet
Yeah.
outside the post. If he would have
So,
taken just a little off it and placed it inside the post, that would have been a goal. Yeah, I think you're right.
so RSL's up 2-0 at halftime. Solid first half. A couple of things I thought about: get the ball off the ground, get it in the air, get it in the back of the net. But what was RSL's XG at halftime? Not that it matters because it's a made up stat. It doesn't matter, right, Brandon?
I don't know. I didn't
No, it
really,
doesn't matter.
doesn't matter, I guess, because nobody's gonna score.
2.98. So essentially three.
2.9. Wow.
2.98
Jeez.
XGs, which goes to point out that, yeah, they had, man, just like I pointed out, 18 shots, 11 shots on target. And
We
only
didn't end up
six.
with a ton more than that, right?
At the end of the game, if you want to
We
look
had
at the stats,
15.
we'll jump to the end of the stats here.
Oh, sorry.
Um,
I didn't know you didn't have them up. I have them up.
I have them up. Shots, 25
There you
for
go.
us. So we had 7 shots in the second half, and Portland, surprisingly, only had 5. They seem to play a little bit better, but RSL, well, we can talk about the second half. Shots on goal, 11, 15. So we have only had four more shots on goal.
So we had 15 and they had two on target the whole game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think the biggest stat here, if you look on MLSsoccer.com, is we both RSL and the Timbers did not have a red card. So that's pretty substantial. That's a
Wow.
huge stat there.
But by the end of the
Also,
game, our XG was
clearances. Did
only
you see the
3.1.
clearances?
Yeah,
Timbers had 8, so that means that they were clearing the ball a lot more than us. So that again is another
desperation.
stat that is
And at
important.
end of the game, we only had 3.1 XG and they had 1.2. So they picked it up from their 0.68. So,
Yeah, from their
Yeah,
losing
0.68. Yeah,
position.
that's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
good
So,
numbers, good stats.
so let's talk about that. Uh, thoughts on the second half, because I thought it was really interesting. This is a question I have for you guys. And it kind of goes into what Tyler was asking. Because I think if this is the next level, well, let me ask you, what is the next level RSL needs to cross? What do they need to improve the most? We're not talking about player improvement, but where does the club need to improve? Because I have a definite opinion.
I think we need to be more definitive in front of goal. More, um, like, I don't know. Like, I played with guys that they weren't great soccer players, but they would kick the ball in. You know what I mean? They weren't great at passing the ball. You'd never get them to make it didn't feel like they were always making the right run, but you knew they were there and you knew if they got a chance, the ball would go in, you know? And I don't know that we have that all the way yet with the team we have. We have a couple guys that are inexperienced. We have a couple guys that are a little cold, but for how we're playing overall, it's like a first world problem at this point, right? We're no Kansas City. We're no uh, Montreal, which, by the way, Brian Vera, another red card, grabbed a guy by his throat. Yeah, I love that
What?
guy. So glad he's not here anymore.
I have not been following that. Now I got something to look up.
Yeah, yeah, that's a fun one. Go watch that highlight. A guy in Atlanta like runs into his teammate from the front, and then another guy runs into him from the back. No, other way around. The guy from the back hits him first, and then the guy from the front hits him. By the way, Atlanta are up 3-1 at this point, right? And just nails the guy. He like left his feet, and it looked like he just body slammed him. It's like flying off the top rope. And then Vera came in the scrum, and somebody was mouthing off or something. He grabbed a guy by his throat. Anyway, fun highlight. But I think getting rid of Vera actually helped us, right?
I agree.
So I, but I don't know that Junka's a better player. He's a better fit. He fits well with our team, right?
Yeah, Junk is a quality player you want on our team, but it doesn't really answer my question.
Which is again, I got
What
distracted.
what is the next step RSL needs to take?
Oh, finishing. Sorry, that's what I was.
Finishing.
Yeah, finish.
And you expecting Junka to do that or Vera?
No, no, but Junka has finished for us. Remember that San Diego game last year when he hit that smasher from the top of the 18? Does that answer
Oh,
your question, Brant?
yeah. Oh, thoroughly, thoroughly.
Okay,
You
good.
hit the whole all angles of that question. What
No,
about
I
you?
didn't.
Oh
I didn't even
man,
talk about Angle at all, dude.
What about you, Brennan?
I don't even know, man. I was not expecting that from you. That was hilarious. Not the question I have.
That's a question on anything else.
Um, I think so. I think this is a two-parter because I think this answers Tyler's question, and then it also kind of speaks to your question. I think that we need to find another right wing player. That's going to be our Achilles heel coming for like moving forward. We need to have a right wing player. Mark Juke is not the player. When he comes in, you're just like, wow, he does not fit in this very well, this team. And when Gozo leaves, it's going to leave a huge hole, not just offensively but defensively. Um, but overall, I feel like RSL needs to know who is supposed to shoot, because right now I feel like it's anyone. It's like, hey, could be you, could be this guy, and one person gets trapped into being the assist guy, and then everyone else still feels like they're the assist guy, and no one is willing to shoot. And I feel like Solans is the only guy that's willing to shoot, and he's proved that he needs to be starting every single game. I think Guy Lavogi needs to switch and be a guy who shoots just because he's got the ability to do it. And I think it will up his game significantly. And I think Luna needs to kind of be greedy in the right time. Because sometimes, like, if we're in a set situation where we have the ball outside the box and we have numbers and they have numbers defense, and we're just kind of equal, I feel like we need to get the ball at the goal sooner. I think we need to stop doing this ticky tack stuff, trying to open something up. I think we need to shoot outside the box more.
Take some unexpected shots. That's what Luna is better at. That's how
Mm-hmm.
he scored, was on an unexpected shot. It was just a pass coming across, and instead of winding up and smashing it, he just placed it in that far post.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree. I think that's a good assessment, Brennan.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
is Mark Juke the next Severino? Like he can do it on his own, but he can't do it with the team.
No, I think Mark Juke is the next what's his name? What's the guy you were in love with that couldn't take it and he was gone?
Raul,
Menendez or whatever.
Johnny Menendez.
Yeah, I think he's the next Menendez. Um,
Uh, well, and the cool thing is Aiden Hazarkani's right behind him. He's right there too, and so's Taylor Booth. So both those
Taylor.
kids are
Who's Taylor?
there. Yeah.
Tyler
No,
or
not
Sexton?
Tyler. Tyler got loaned out, bro. Tyler Wolf, he got loaned out.
Oh,
Yeah, he's at
Mhm.
Sacramento
oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
in USL.
he went to the Sacrament Republic.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
if he's getting loaned, that's crazy that we still have Mark Juke.
yeah. So maybe
So
he
anyway,
fits in
to
with the
answer my
boys.
question about what I
Oh,
think
sorry, I forgot this
RSL's
is about you.
next
Sorry.
step should be, and this is the thing that I think they're lacking severely, and
What do
that's
you
the
think, Brant?
Why
I
don't you
think
just
it.
ask the question to you first, and then we'll go to us? You know what I mean?
If you want to talk about it, just say you want to talk about it and
We'll
talk
No,
shut
about
up.
that's I. Why?
We're
Why when
shutting
I
up.
can be
Tyler,
passive aggressive?
two
Why?
minutes of alone time for Brant.
Why? Why when I can be passive aggressive? So
Here, hold on.
you gonna set a timer? No, I think RSL is lacking in a killer instinct. And that's what I would like to see them have more of a killer instinct. When you're up 2-0, you need to be going for that next goal, especially in the first half. Not that they didn't do it, but I think Pablo has a tendency, he doesn't like to admit it. I don't think he will admit it, that when RSL goes up a goal, he would just wants to park the bus. He just wants to get to parking the bus instead of. I think he's got PTSD from last season where RSL was just horrendous, and anytime they got a goal, got a lead, all he wanted to do was keep the lead. So I think I would love to see them mature into having a killer instinct. I mean, so that in games like this, they don't end up 2-0. They end up 5-0. That's what I think. So yeah, thank you for allowing me this time. You guys are so generous.
Thank you for your
All
time. I
right.
appreciate
Yes.
you stopping into our podcast.
Feel free to reach out to us. All of our socials, Instagram,
We're
Facebook,
not even close to being
MySpace.
done. We got a second and a half to go.
Oh, we got a
Yes,
second
thank
half.
you. There wasn't much in the second half, but what were your thoughts on the second half? Because it kind of ties into what that question I was asking about, what you
No,
think they need
I
to improve.
love Brennan's take that they should like and subscribe.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Thank you,
Plus,
Brandon.
if you do like and subscribe, and you can see what Brennan and I did during Brant's rant, we should call that something. We
Was it
should
a
use it.
rant? I mean, I felt like it
Brant's
was
rants.
a logical exercise of his words. You
Mhm.
know,
Okay. Well, we need to get him more ranty then, so
With
we can
added
call it
abuse
Brant's
from
rants.
added abuse. There was no abuse there.
No,
mockery. Was there
speaking of
mockery?
Mockery.
There was mockery involved.
I was
speaking of
mocking
abuse,
Tyler
though,
the whole time.
did you see in the 80th minute the referee stopped the game and went over to the sideline and had a fan kicked out?
Yeah,
Was
what
that
was
you,
that?
Tyler?
I was
You
gonna
No.
ask, what was that about? Because he
By
went over
then
to
I was
Phil
on the other
Neville
end
and
of the field, but I didn't I was over closer to the press box, but the I couldn't tell what had happened, but the ref was very emphatic. He went over to the sideline. The the game had calmed down. It was still hot. Like it was pretty hot, and we were standing in the sun for 2 hours at that point at least, if you showed up more than 5 minutes before the kickoff. Um, then and I get it. People were getting hot. Some people were getting mouthy, and there's always that one fan that's gonna take it too far because the mob mentality and the madness of crowds and things like that. I get it. We all do things in a crowd would never do one on one with someone else, but there's also maybe that person that would. So somebody said something.
alcohol.
Somebody said something very racist, apparently. But again, this is all hearsay from fans chatting online, not me. Um, you know, all second hand or third hand. And then the ref, I guess, had the fan kicked out, and then they resumed the game. So I don't know what racist
It
thing
was
was said.
directed. It was comments directed right at the ref,
Yeah,
and he heard
no.
him. Yeah.
Are you
yeah,
serious?
yep.
So,
So I don't know what was said or what it was, but apparently they tossed him and off they went.
RSL, they did have some opportunities early in the second half. They played relatively well, but I think it got to a point where they just kind of,
Portland was just waiting to kill the game. Like
yeah.
just let it be over.
And they didn't really challenge too often, and it just became a point where they were just trying to get to the end of the game.
It's like this podcast right now today. This podcast, Brendan's just like, can we get this thing over?
Well, let's do that. A couple of things to talk about. Justin Glad subbed himself out.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he sat down and looked like he pulled his groin or something.
He's been struggling with an abductor, and he didn't.
Is that
He
where your
want.
abductor is? Is in your crotch?
I don't know where yours is, but I
I
do
don't,
know where.
dude, I don't know anatomy. That's why I asked the question. I have one, I think. Is that my inner ear? What is that? I don't know.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
is that
He
thing
had.
called?
Yeah, he was getting dizzy. He was having inner ear issues. His inner ear adductors was going crazy. So he did. He was
Great, now
having
I gotta go look it up. Come on.
kids. Don't go look it up.
Don't go looking it up. Make sure safe search is on.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in the post game, Pablo said that he'd had some. Uh, he felt some strain and did. He pulled it. He pulled himself out before. He didn't want to injure it. So it'd
Gotcha.
be interesting to see if we see Justin Glad. There's 3 games in 8 days over the next week, starting Saturday. We'll see where Justin fits into that, if they have any precautions. I can see some rotation as we go into that. But second half, well, let's just, Brandon wants to get to his festivities for his birthday, right? Cake, having a baby, something, who knows? But who were your orange slices? We'll start with Brandon since it's his birthday.
Solons. Gozo did amazing. Luna did awesome. Spearings was solid in the middle. Caliscan did his job. I mean, Cabral is Cabral, but I have to say, Sergey Solans was a lot of any sort of opportunity we had, and it's just so funny to see Olatunji come on and see how little we can do. Like he's such a big threat, like he's so good, but Sergey makes more than one player worried on the back line, and that disrupts so much. And there's so much opportunity with him on the field. I can't get enough of that guy.
What
Yeah,
about you,
and
Tyler?
he definitely was the player that I felt shrank in the previous two games that stepped up the most in this one. So compared to his previous two games, and yeah, one of them he was on as a sub, so I get it. But yeah, I think Sergey was the clear orange winner, except I'm gonna go with Luna as well because he worked hard, tirelessly in and out. Saw really good passes in the final third. I think he probably had the most touches in the final third, and then earned that goal and probably could have had two more. But again, you got one, and that was enough. And on the day, it was sufficient. You know, the ref couldn't ruin the game, so Luna gets it.
For me, I am going with Sanabria. I think Sanabria has just been a revelation over there, and he's a step up from anybody else playing there. No slack to any other players for RSL in that position, but he just has something else. He's next level, and
Juanma.
and he just had some great passes, some great presence, and
He doesn't
hopefully he's
have
feeling better. Got
giveaways,
his bell
bud.
rung a little bit.
Oh, did he get his bell rung?
Yeah, late in the second half. In the second half, he
Oh, yeah,
kind of
yeah,
knocked
that's
heads.
right.
Solans did it in the first half. He was
Yeah,
headhunting and made the Portland defender where get all bandied up. So two.
that guy didn't come back after halftime, though.
No, I don't think so.
He was bleeding pretty good.
And then we didn't talk about it, and so we won't. But maybe we will.
Okay.
Any thoughts on the subs? I mean, Brendan brought up Olatunji. He came in and was not incredibly effective, although I don't know that anybody needed to be effective in the game. Hazard County came in late, so
You got to feel bad for Pablo Ruiz, man.
I
What's
know. I
what's
feel
go like? It felt like he was gonna get sold to a good club. He's gonna grow his career, and then he gets hurt or he gets injured. They back out. Now he's still on the team, but it doesn't feel like it's a formation or a team that he can like thrive in. Do you guys agree with that, or like?
Yeah, I think he's a better passer than the two guys that are in there. But Spearings and Calliscan do so many other things better than him, it feels like at this point, that he's not going to see the field. They clog up the lanes better than him, and that Pablo's a defense first guy. So Spearing's toughness on the ball, Calliscan's hustle and cover, and like I just don't think Ruiz can do either of those things as well as either of those two guys. So I don't see him, getting but spot duty. And even then, I think it's after Griffin Dillon because he's the future. So
yeah, I
Okay.
think Pablo Ruiz is kind of like when you get to a point and your computer, your phone, you can't update it anymore. Like he's at that point where
he's out of warranty.
he's out of warranty. I mean, he's great; it still works, but you just can't upgrade him anymore.
Oh, my hermano.
He's like iOS 7 and we're on 11 point something.
Yeah, we're at 26. I mean, it's just yeah,
Oh,
Oh man.
yeah. He's like an Apple computer that's 10 years old. There's nothing you can do with it other than just kind of
I
because
mean,
they.
it still goes. It still can get on the internet, but
But yeah, it's just not going to run your games like you
It
want it
still
to.
has Minesweeper.
Yeah,
I mean, it's old when it has Minesweeper.
yeah. He's like Netscape, right?
Netscape. Wow, that's
He's still
no,
posting on
no,
MySpace right now, dude. I mean,
no.
Yeah,
Come
he's
on,
still
no,
he's
changing
not
his
that
song to his
far.
homepage.
no. You feel bad for him because he was going to get uh,
Oh.
the deal with Colo Colo in Colombia, right?
Chile.
And Chile, and he gets another strain or injury. So just feel for the guy, and I think he's he still has some left in his career, and maybe who knows if he can get some opportunities with RSL and prove himself. There might be a role for him here, but it's not looking good at the moment. But he's definitely a player you want on your team. You want to have that ability. Late in the game, you're trying to get a goal, you bring him in with that left foot and strike
He
from
can
distance.
shoot
He
from
might be able.
outside. He can
Hey, so
start goals.
I have some problems here. You said Griffin Dillon is the future.
Yeah, I caught that too. It's
So I
That's
think I
that's
think Pablo
bothered
thinks
me.
that. I
No,
think
no, no,
Pablo thinks that. I don't
no,
think that. I think
no,
he thinks that.
no way.
And I think Griffin, along with all my other Utah-based boys.
See, I knew it was you. It's not him, it's you. It's totally you, dude. Don't try to put that on Pablo,
It's cool, man.
bro.
Griff, Gozo. I mean, Gozo's the star right now, and he's a Utah kid. And I don't know how you can root against this guy. He puts in a shift, bro. He runs like a 10K every game. Like you can't, I don't know how any RSL fan could look at this kid and say, "Oh, I don't like Gozo's game." I don't know how you can look at that. Now, you can look at Griffin Dillon or a couple of these other Utah kids, Booth, and say, I don't love their game. Okay, there's some, pieces that aren't perfect with those guys yet. But you're comparing them to Gozo, right? And he's just next level right now. So, yeah, I think Griffin has the potential to become our team captain and be here for 10 years. I do. I do.
What in the
Yeah.
Bodie Hidalgo are you talking about? Seriously. What? Dude, no. Stop with this.
Save your trolling for the internet, man.
Oh my gosh,
Dude, Buddy
man.
got some time this last week. Was it
Yeah,
last week
he's
or
the
the week
next
before?
whatever. He's
Up
the
in
next whatever for whatever team he's on.
yeah, up in Montreal.
Oh my gosh.
No, I think Griffin Dillon has that capability in him. I think he needs to put on a little more weight so he's a little more stacked up top, if you know what I mean.
Whoa, dude, somebody's bucked up over there. Somebody's bucked up in Tucson. How are you? Jeez Louise, man. Can you fit those bad boys in the frame any easier? Let's go. Let's see it again. Let's
One
see
at a
what
time,
Rolly's
one at a time.
talking.
There we
Let's
go.
go. Oh my goodness gracious. Holy
Yeah,
cow,
so we
dude.
need Griff to put on about 10 pounds in his arms.
No,
And
you need
then
automatic doors in that hotel room you're staying at. Dude, you're probably tearing off doorknobs when you squeeze. Holy cow.
oh my gosh.
Oh,
But
dude,
yeah,
someone's
I
on
think
some
I
peptides.
think if
Anyways.
Griff ends up looking more like Spearings, he can play that role real good.
Yeah, he's only got like 6, 8 inches to go,
That and some
and better
dentures.
hair.
Or some veneers or whatever, not dentures.
So, not that I want to end this conversation like that, but big takeaways. We didn't do this when it was just me and Tyler, but big takeaways from the game. Think about it for a sec. I'll give you a few of mine. If you have any big takeaways from the game, 3 for me. RSL with a nice recovery from the LA Galaxy game. We talked about that. I thought that was very telling and very comforting, and I was really glad that happened. Second, we talked about it. Killer instinct. When are they going to get the killer instinct? When are they going to start putting teams away? Because I think that's the difference between being top 4 and fighting for the playoffs. And finally, afternoon games suck. That was my thought. I'm not a big fan of the 2:45 game, so only because I had to work and couldn't make the game, so that made me mad. But it is what it is. I'll
Not and
send
sunny.
my tersely worded email to MLS to change that for us.
Good.
Yeah, how about you, Brennan?
Biggest takeaway, the ref didn't have that good of a haircut. I think it's a little outdated. He needs to stop going with that buzz cut to that little thing on the top.
So should we
Everybody's
start a chant? Hair's outdated.
That's a great one. Let's do it, especially us
Well,
leading
I
it.
don't
I
know if we
mean, I
want to do
got
that
a
because
receding
Yeah.
hairline. You guys are
No,
gone. I
I
mean,
should totally
honestly,
lead that
the way we're
chat.
set up right now, we kind of got a, past, present, and future. You know what I mean? With the hairlines.
well, I don't think you want to
Who's
bring
the
that up with
future?
him because that's what got that fan kicked out.
Oh,
He
it was the
yelled something
hairline joke.
about
Yeah, that was
no.
not okay.
I think he said something about supercuts. That's a supercut, and boom, he was out of there.
Boom, gone.
Yeah. What
Get
a
out of here. Hit the
chuck.
showers.
All right, what about you, Tyler? Big takeaway for the game.
My big takeaway is when we turn it on, we are dang good. I loved that first get after it. It was 30, 40 minutes almost. And even that chance we had right before halftime, we went at them hard. Again, it could have been 4 or 5. I just can't wait till it is, right? I'm so excited for when we actually score 4 or 5 goals in a first half. And everybody's like, what is this RSL team? They're going crazy. And it's against LAFC. That's where I'm going with this. We have that capability right now. We just have to do it. Execute a little bit more clean in the final third, and we're there.
So RSL heads down to Dallas on Saturday. FC Dallas, who's in their next few games, the next 4 games before the World Cup break. RSL is in Dallas. And then they're at home with who's right below us. Colorado is 2 below us. And then, anyway, I had it in my brain. My apologies, but the 5, 6, 7, 8 all play RSL plays those different teams. Uh,
Yeah, Dallas is in seventh. We're in sixth. Minnesota's in fifth. Houston eighth, and Colorado ninth.
yeah, so we're at Dallas, and then we're home to Houston on Wednesday. They're 8th place. Home to the Rapids on Saturday. They're in 9th place, and then we finish off the first part of the season before the World Cup break at currently in 5th place, Minnesota. So, talking about where do we stand in the grand scheme of things, this is a great way to prove that we are at the top of the bottom. We are at the top of the mid-level teams, and we are fighting to be at break into the top teams in the West.
Well, we're only 2 points away from LAFC. Like LAFC is 21, we're at 19. I mean, one win changes that to where we're in the top three. But
And these next 4 games are a great way to prove that hey, the second half of the season RSL means business.
absolutely.
So, anything else on the FC Dallas game? RSL has had some success in Texas in the last little while, which they didn't have for 15 years or so when going down to Texas. Took them a while to get a win down there. FC Dallas is having a good season, so it should be a good test.
Yeah. Yeah. A team kind of on our level skill wise. We'll see what the effort does this week.
Okay, let's do that. And then it's time for the Come On Crawley update. The League Two EFL season for Championship, League One, and League Two is complete, and by the very skin of their teeth, 1 point, the 1 point that they picked up on Saturday against Salford in a 0-0 hard-fought draw, Crawley Town gets to play in League Two again. So no armband, no black armband in morning with Crawley Town heading
Phew.
down to the National League.
Phew.
So Barrow and Harrogate Town, they get to go to the National League, but they haven't been up as long as we have. So
Yeah. Wheelbarrow's always been my choice to go down.
yep, yep. So it was a really good game. It was exciting. It's interesting the promotion relegation. I know there's a lot of fans for that. And I would like to see that in the United States at some point, but we are just so far behind. I mean, Crawley Town has been playing football. Crawley Town played football for 100 years before Major League Soccer started.
Is that it? Just 100?
Just 100.
But
RS,
that's organized football. That's FA football. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's unorganized. It's like 500, 600 years, something like
Yeah,
that.
something like that. Crawleytown was founded in 1896, and then
Pick up.
Major League Soccer was born in 1996.
Yeah.
So 100 years there. So I think it's a great goal. I think we'll get there at some point, maybe not in my lifetime, but it was interesting to see the fans rush the field after the game, the final whistle, because they knew they were staying up. And it means a lot to stay in the EFL. I mean, it's one thing to go up and down between the championship, League One, League Two, and the Premier League, but to drop out of those four levels, it can be devastating to clubs.
Yeah, the double drop is the fate of the Foxes right now. So
What does the fox say?
And we were represented. There were RSL fans there in the stands, representing and supporting Crawley Town as well.
we're so proud.
Yeah,
Yeah, they didn't know what was going on, but they were there.
I had to my daughter, Brennan's older sister, her husband, and two grandkids, her two boys were at the game, and they had a great time. um, and they rushed the field with everybody else. So I got pictures of them on the field at Crawley Town. So excited that Crawley Town had won or not lost and got the point and were staying in League Two. So and she sent some video of the fans running onto the field. So just a great experience for them, and also that shows kind of what it means to a tiny club with a 5,000 seat stadium that they get to stay up. Now we've got to root for, you don't have to, but kind of rooting for the a team with like the largest stadium in the country, trying to stay up in the Premier League with
Oh,
Tottenham.
Tottenham,
They did
17th
get a win.
place. They're at 37 points. West Ham have 36. Burnley have 20 and Wolves have 18. They're both going down.
My
But
wife could barely watch the game yesterday with Tottenham.
well, I think Tottenham and West Ham have been in the top flight for ever, right?
Tottenham, I don't
I
think
don't know what the
Tottenham's been
streak's
down
on.
for like 40 plus years. I think West Ham's gone up and down the last little while.
Have
I have
they?
to double check, but it's been 40 something years, I think, for Tottenham. And there's only 16 Tottenham. Well, I guess that's not true because I think Tottenham's one of the six teams that have not, maybe that's just the Premier League. They have not been
In the
relegated
Premier
out of the
League
Premier
era.
League.
Yeah.
Everton has never been relegated out of the top flight.
Speaking of Everton, they did us all a solid today, and we're beating Man City quite soundly, but City came back and tied it. But even still, taking points from the citizens, which, let's be honest, they don't deserve those points
No, no, and we're waiting to see if they ever get punished for
for all their
financial
violations
fair
of
play.
league
Yep.
rules. Yeah.
But they still have a game in hand, but with that draw and dropping 2 points, they cannot catch Arsenal. So it's up to Arsenal if they win out. The title is theirs, and not they don't even
Yeah,
have to do it on goal differential.
I am. I'm kind of excited, but they also have uh, UEFA Champions League tomorrow. So hopefully they can take down Atletico Madrid and our boy Johnny Cardoso. But we'll see how that goes. It would be great if they could pull the double and take out the Champions League and the Premier League in the same season. That would make and honestly, this point total that them and City are both on is higher than the last 2 years, like the champion. So they're killing it, both of those two teams. But yeah, we'll see how it finishes off. There's still a few games to be played.
Yeah, I think they have three, right?
Yeah, they have West Ham and Burnley. I think they have two, right? Because
No, they
36,
have three.
they only have 38. Yeah.
They've got West Ham, and then they finished with Crystal Palace.
Oh, right. Crystal Meth Palace. I forgot about that.
They finish away to Crystal Palace, and City they have 4 games left. They've got a game in hand, but they can't catch. They could be a tough one. They play Brentford on Saturday, and Brentford is no slouch.
The Buzzy
Uh,
Bees.
and then they have They have Crystal Palace, the FA Cup final round, which Arsenal is not playing in,
Correct.
and against Chelsea. Then they have Bournemouth and Aston Villa. So pretty similar. I think that Brentford's going to be Brentford. I think would love to be a spoiler there. And then
Yeah.
Manchester United, didn't they qualify for Europe this year?
Yep, they got Champions League.
Wow, that's good for them. I mean, it's been a few years, right?
Oh yeah,
You
it's been
excited
too
for
many.
that?
No, I've kind of lost the love. No lie, I kind of just don't really have any sort of like attachment to them anymore.
Hmm.
Like when I was literally I didn't get to see the Liverpool game, and I like popped up on my YouTube feed to watch the highlights, and I didn't even want to press it.
Oh man.
Yeah, I was like,
Dang, even though they're having a resurgence, huh?
yeah, it's just kind of meh. It's kind of like Crawley.
What?
Oh, what? Oh, sorry.
What?
No, I
And
kind of like just pay attention to a different league.
There you go. Start Italy or Spain, right?
Yeah, I'll pick some like weird one.
Germany.
Yeah.
I think you'd like
Uh,
the
Germany's
Bundesliga.
between like two teams, maybe a three at most.
Yeah, fair. Anyway, like
and
and subscribe. Drink
Yeah,
Mountain Dew,
smash,
dirty
smash.
soda.
Hey,
Yeah.
don't. We can get in trouble. Don't do that. Don't drink Mountain Dew. That's addictive.
not it's not
It's
good
bad
for
for
you.
you. It has
And then Sir Alex Ferguson, they sent him to the hospital. So
Yep.
hopefully he gets better soon. Having
Yeah.
some health issues. He's 84. Just wanted to bring that up. So yes, we get to the end of this. We're going to go out with a bang here. Go ahead, follow us subscribe to our YouTube channel. We put everything up there. Subscribe to Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts, and do what Tyler's going to do and go set up a TikTok and follow us on TikTok and Twitter and
Also,
Instagram.
OnlyFans. Tyler is doing an OnlyFans. Did you know
Yeah,
that?
it's tank top centric.
No, it's him shaving the top of his head. It's very seductive. It's very slow.
with cactus in the background.
Honestly, it's a 30-minute video, and you're like, that's only half. I mean, come on. We get it. It's a straight
Oh,
razor.
too
So,
funny.
so thank you for listening. We appreciate it, everyone that does, and thank you for your comments, negative, positive, whatever they are. We just appreciate people that follow us. So thank you, and we'll see you next time.
See you.